When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown. When you've got worries, all the noise and the hurry seems to help, I know.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Neighborhood Training. This week we are going to concentrate on the downtown area of Falmouth, and we are going to zoom in on that. But I wanted to just take a quick perspective here of Falmouth, and really we look around here, we think of a lot of densely populated areas of Falmouth, and when we zoom down, we really see this area down here is pretty well populated. You just see the way the map is shown here. There's quite a lot of density there. That's why we're so focused on providing services to the core area of Falmouth, and obviously we want to provide fire and rescue services to people equally without Falmouth, but really this is our core area here. So we're going to spend a little bit of time today working on the downtown area of Falmouth, which this right way is right in the middle of that. We're going to be working from Falmouth Harbor on over to Walker Street, kind of take this area here and work our way through it. And as you see, it's pretty well populated, pretty flat. A few bodies of water: Falmouth Harbor, Salt Pond, Vineyard Sound, and a few little inlets here and there, water bodies, but overall is the downtown area of Falmouth. We'll take a quick look at this map here. We want to look all the time at where our hydrants are located, where our water systems are. If we look at this downtown area of Falmouth, just about every road here has got hydrants on it, so we're not that far away from a hydrant. So we're pretty good with that. If we use the hydrants, we have them available. Okay. A little bit to cover, so we're really just going to hit through this real quick. We're going to hit some of the roads in the downtown area, and not only is the core area, but it's also right in the backyard of the headquarters district, so we should be able to get there pretty quickly and efficiently. We should be able to get there. And I'm going to start with this map we'll fill in. There we go. This map will fill in quickly here. We're going to work our way in off of Main Street. I'm going to walk down, go down Walker Street first. And let's see if this map will do this here. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. We're going to go down Walker Street, and we have Chancery Lane and Glenwood Place. Come right in off of Main Street. And there are a lot of multi-families, a lot of apartments are located in this lower end of Walker Street. And as a matter of fact, this whole section here along Main Street, close to Main Street, is a lot of apartment buildings. And Glenwood Place certainly has quite a few of them there. One that I do want to point out while we're talking about Walker Street is this is just an example of the situations that we might be faced, not only with the ambulance but also with the fire end of it. Here we go. This one building here, 4 mailboxes, so we probably got 4 separate apartments inside of there. And the same thing with this building over here, for the fire escape up to the 2nd floor. Both of these obviously are older structures, so how well their fire containment is within the buildings, who knows, and how they are divided up inside and how easily accessible, and sometimes people just put a lot of stuff in their apartments. So this is one of the places that we should be keying in on. All right, now move down Walker. We come up to Prospect and Ludlam, and then Lakeway running around here. Now Lakeway, a lot of the houses, we mentioned different neighborhoods where the older houses are being torn down and new ones are being built, and Lakeway is a perfect example. I mean, this house that used to be here used to be a little ranch, and now we have probably 2,500 square foot, brand new property there, which is good because it has good smoke detectors and modern building construction. But on the other hand, it's a much larger structure than we had there before. So you go down Lakeway and Ludlam, and then we hit down the ocean end of Walker Street. One thing that I learned today that I did not know existed was these Walker Street condos next to 200, and I'm not too sure if you can see them, but they show up on the maps, and what they are is little just cottages behind the main house here, and then to the back are just single small cottages. One here is a duplex. I don't know if I can zoom in on that on here we go, on the Google Earth thing here. But this I didn't know these places existed here, behind here, right here, and the main house is right up over here, number 200, and then they're not even marked. It's just a gravel road that runs back in here, and there's these little cottages. Say this is a duplex here, and these are freestanding. It says all condos, so it does not show that they have a particular address off of Walker Street. They're all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's just something to be aware of, and perhaps dispatch. We should make a notation of that. So then we come down Walker and we come up to Field and BB Acres Road, Field Street, Clearview Street here. Both dead ends. Sometimes they do have a gate through here. I've seen people are cutting through here to get to the beach and so forth. So and then Walker, and then once we get up to Surf Drive, we come into the Bywater Court and Stratford Road and Fresh River Lane here. And there we go. Now the Bywater Court, they have a lot of smaller houses in there. There we go. Yeah, Bywater Court runs around, and Fresh River and Stratford around back. Some of these houses here are pretty much the same. They're all single-family homes that built in the 50s, and some of them have been torn down, just like the ones in the back here have been rebuilt. So, and okay, so now we'll move over. Here we go, and we'll come down Shore Street, and we have Boyer Road right here. There's a few condos here. Thomas Lane and Thomas Circle are in here. A lot of these buildings here are duplex rentals, seasonal rentals, and we have Waterside Drive coming up into here, and we have this. Okay, 693. Let's try this one. Here we go. This house here we see pretty prominently from the corner of Surf Drive. This is a shot from the inside the driveway. The ocean is on the other side, and just looking at the size of this building here, and it was built in the late 1800s, and it is really just used during the summertime. Seems to be fairly well taken care of, but obviously a good size 6,000 square foot building, different style roof structure. Hopefully nothing will happen to it, but it's just good to get a little different perspective on some of these houses here. And these houses here on Waterside Ave, this doesn't connect. Waterside Ave just ends here. There's the driveway into this structure, and that's it. Now remember, there's Waterside Ave and Waterside Drive. Waterside Drive's up in North Falmouth. Waterside Ave is here. So that's why in dispatch it's very important to get that distinction between Waterside Ave and Drive. Mariners, all single-family homes. Clipper and Packet, and then Meadow, Creighton Park as well. And then we're down to Counting House and Linden Road. And then once we get down in here on Shore, obviously with the Davis Furniture there in Barbo's, but these units here are apartments as well. And then Cahoon Court, these are all multi-family apartments down in here. Elmarch Way, of course, we have the hotel there. These are regular homes here, but this is an inn. And then we have all these parking lots are connected here, but we have Curtis Street running into the back of Prospect. It's pretty narrow, but you know, we can get an engine down through there. We'll take a quick shot over to the King Street area, and we'll run down King. We have Pelican and Queen off of that, Fairview. King is pretty straightforward, running right down to Clinton, Fairview, Pleasant View, Brown Court, Settlers Path, and Triumph Street. And then being up to the Clinton. And then we over to Allen Ave. Allen Ave pretty straight through over the Queen. Fairview runs across, and from Fairview running across Allen we have Gerloff. Now this here used to be dead-ended for quite a few years, but recently I noticed that it's opened up, so it goes right through now to Lowry and right through all the way to Scranton. This lot here is still undeveloped here, but this is approximately a 1 acre lot, and you can see here, you know, approximately how many houses would fit on this 1 acre lot, but they're trying to sell it as a single family lot. But you know, in practicality, you could probably fit 5 or 6 houses on that. But there's no secondary means of egress here for the road, which is what they require now, so they're kind of boxed in. So that's Allen, and we'll shoot down here. And the reason I'm mentioning these main roads here and trying to work the roads off of that is I find that's the way to really try to remember what this road is off of, you know, Queen or King or Allen. We got to remember these little ones, Taylor Court, Handy Lane off of Queen, and then Maribah Lane. And then of course there's this little road here that runs the parking lot of the church. And Nye Road, we have Savory Lane, a short road, and then Right Way in here. And there's actually a small, this little lot line right here actually runs around here. And as well as to this entrance here, it's a driveway easement. So, you know, it gets a little like in here, this used to be called Perry Street, but now all these house numbers are main street addresses. So they've kind of straightened that out. And the same thing with Nye Road, there's a few multifamily apartment buildings right on this end here. So we just need to be able to distinguish that when we are responding or we get a you know, fire there. We try and look for these little clues. Now we spent a little time in this area of Belvedere Plains area, which sometimes can be a little confusing. Coming off of Queen, you have Robinson Road, and I always look at it that way. There's Robinson, Lowry, and Swing runs right out to Clinton, and then Lowry of course now runs all the way through to here. Robinson's the main road in, and then Hatch and Belvedere Road runs down. Richards, And Francis does not connect, but Francis comes off of Scranton. And there we go. Now while we're looking at that, we look at a few photos of the area. This is obviously a house right on the corner of Lowry and well, I know so much of it really matters, but it's on right on this corner right over here. Yeah, I believe it's this house right here. Anyway, okay. Okay, and there's a, just wanted to point out this is the end of, not the end of Walker, I believe. No, this is at the end. Okay, there we go. I just want to point out where this house is here. For crying out loud. Okay. Alright, this is one of the houses rebuilt along Surf Drive. And the reason we always want to point that out is you can see the 3 levels, but this is also, these walls here are these breakout walls down below in case there's a tidal surge. And this is the way they're building it if you're close to the water. You'll see a lot of houses being rebuilt this way. So the main living quarters is on the 2nd and 3rd floors. There's only supposed to be storage and garage space here on the 1st floor. So it makes it a little tougher for us for EMS wise. Now we got to get someone up and down the staircase if they're injured, and if we have a fire, we're dealing with a larger, taller structure. And this is the condos on King Street, and they are lettered down. They're on both sides of the road. These are these units are. Come down over here, here we go. Yes, King. Okay, these condos are right here. So these are the condo units here. They're all duplex condos. So 2 units, fairly new. And then I want to do, this is an older house. This is a house up on the end where we haven't gone yet. This is up on, we have Spinnaker. We have these dirt roads up in here off of Clinton. Spinnaker, Harrisburg, Timni, Cartway, Girard, and Sheridan. That house there, I believe, is, I believe it's this one here or this one here. And they all face Vineyard Sound. Pretty good sized structure, built, I'd probably say in the 1930s. And then we are looking at this house here, which is a house in the on Belvedere Road. I just want to show it out. There's a shingle style, and obviously there's some renovations going on to it here with new windows here, but just a modest sized structure. We'd think of it nowadays, but really for its time it was quite large. I mean, this section over here, it's about 1,500 square feet. You're talking another 1,500, so it's a 3,000 square foot. I would bet you the interior of this house is wood paneled as opposed to sheetrock, so this probably anticipate quite a fire load with this building here. Luckily we have good access all the way around, but just the little things to look at now and then. And as I mentioned, this is that house on Lowry. Obviously it's fairly new, 3 stories in height, so if you look at each of these being 8 foot plus, 30 foot structure nearly, and then luckily we do have a corner access here, so the ladder truck would be useful, and there's no wires around. But these are the type of things that we're looking at when if we try to ground ladder a building like that, we'd have some difficulty. All right, just trying to go through here pretty quick. I don't want to work on this too much. Then we have Scranton. Obviously, we have the boat yards coming down Scranton. You have Salt Sea Lane, which I know we go there quite often, and Queen. And then we have the Marina Park condos, and then we have the Admiralty Apartments, Harbor View, so forth. So I know we're all pretty familiar with that. We're going to work on Falmouth Heights at another time. But this is an area of town, the downtown area. It's all within a half, 3/4 of a mile of the station, so we should be have a fairly quick response. We'll just kind of review what we talked about. This is downtown Falmouth, primarily wood frame single-family dwellings. We do have multi-family dwellings in commercial areas on Main Street, Scranton Ave. The roads, as we've gone through them already, off of Walker, we have Chancery, Glenwood, Prospect, Curtis, Lakeways on the western side of Walker. We have Ludlam Field, and then we have BB Acres, which goes around in a arc. Clearview, and we have the Walker Street, those condos we pointed out, Shore Street, Linden, Counting House, Meadow Lane, Packet Lane, Clipper, Thomas. Now Shore Street is an old road in Falmouth, that's why it's pretty straight, running from Main Street right down to the shore. There used to be a dock down at the end, so you can anticipate when you're thinking about this that Shore Street would have some older houses, balloon frame, houses perhaps built in the 1800s, where Walker Street looks to be more started like in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. But Shore Street is an older road. King Street, there's Settlers Path, Triumph Street, Brown Court, Pleasant View, Fairview, Gerloff, Queen Street, Taylor Court, Maribor, Allen Ave, and Handy Lane. Nye Road, you have Savory and Wright, and they're both of them are almost single lane little driveways running to houses, so they're a little tight to make the corner. You probably would not fit the ladder truck down Right Way. Scranton Ave, Francis and Salt Sea Lane. Clinton Ave, you have Waterside Ave, Spinnaker, Harrisburg, Sheridan, Girard, Timney, Cartway, right? Those are all the dirt roads right off of Clinton, up right by the harbor. Belvedere Plains, you have Richards Road, Robinson Road, Lowry, Belvedere, and Hatch. Surf Drive with Bywater Court, Stratford Road, Fresh River Lane. Okay, that's in that little area there, right up by the beach. And that about wraps that up. Pretty straightforward. The other thing I mentioned is that this is all pretty flat area here. And if we did get a hurricane or a storm surge, I know that on Hurricane Bob they did have problems down to about this line here. But if we ever did get a significant storm surge, this is all pretty flat territory here, so it wouldn't take much. 5, 6, 7, 8 foot storm surge, and we'd really have some significant problems in this densely packed area that's probably been built up since the hurricanes of the 30s and 40s and 50s. So that's part of our job and perspective. All right, well, that's about wraps that up for this week's neighborhood training. I urge you to look over this area for yourself and find your own way to get around. And that's about it for this week. And till next time, stay safe and eat healthy.